Good day. I'm Sir Sai Dufitas. Today's topic is responsive web design. So we will use CSS3 and HTML5. So responsive web design makes your web page look good in different devices. So, so responsive web design is not a program or a JavaScript. So the web pages can be viewed using many different devices, using your desktop, tablet, and phones. Your web page should look and easy to use regardless in different devices. You should not leave out information to fit a smaller device, but rather adapt contents to fit in devices. So we have the responsive design is you can resize, hide, shrink, enlarge, or move the content and to make it looks good on any screen. The responsive web design uses CSS and HTML to resize, hide, shrink, enlarge, or move the content. So to make it looks good to a different screen. So we will have our simple demonstration. According to Ethan Marcotte, responsive design is not about designing for mobile or it's not about designing for a desktop either. Rather, it's about adapting a more flexible diagnostic approach. The content or mobile is future. What is responsive web designs? Why do we need a responsive web designs? What are the adaptive versus the responsive web designs? The key benefits of responsive web designs, how it works, how can we implement responsive websites? Mobile is future. Since in 2013, mobile users accessing internet for more than computer users. So in 2009, we have 900 million users uses mobile phone. But in 2015, we have 1.9. So there are a lot of internet users that uses mobile phone rather than the desktop app or we have our PC. Why do we need a responsive web design? So because of the number of devices, platform, and browser that we need to work with your website is growing exponential rate because there are a lot of new devices with varying screen resolution. So we have different types of devices that are already in the market. We have the iPhone, iPad, netbook, Kindle. What is responsive web designs? So responsive web designs responds to their environment. Like we have here the process of designing a single website to be used in compatible in different portable handy electronic devices. So they have uses a single content, one code, CSS3, and equivalent to multiple devices. A responsive website serves the exact same page to every visitor, but the design or layout on the page responds to the size of the visitor's screen. So every page or every piece of content on a responsive site adapt in how to be viewed in desktop, mobile, or in TV or smart TV. So all types of device are considered during the design process. So if you have computers, you have also laptop, tablet, or we have smartphone. How it works. So we have different types of screen resolution and mobile sites. We have 320 by 480, 480 by 320. We have landscape. We have um, 768, 1024, and we have also website. So smartphone, tablet, netbooks, and desktop. So if you have these types of devices, so you will have to check the screen resolution that can be viewed on your smartphone. What are adaptive and responsive web design? So AWD is adaptive web design. So it depends to the static layout based on the breakpoints that don't respond once they are initially loaded. So means the design are already predefined. So RWD depends to the flexible and fluid grids. So every time they are different devices that are viewed on a responsive web design using responsive web design, so they will have to viewed according to the screen resolution. So AWD possesses a consistent and layered approach using your scripting. Responsive web design consists a little more coding approach with a fluid grids and CSS. So if you want to display your um, menus when if viewed on the desktop, so the menu will display. But if you are displaying the website using your mobile phone, so the menus will have to hide first, and you have to select an icon to display the menus. So it only recommends the end user with a limited budget. Responsive web design is recommended for end users for the budget is no question in who need a variants of mobile devices for their application to be view or execute on a different devices. Advantages of responsive web design in development or creating your websites. It involves no redirect to take care and no user agent target and maintenance or upgrading of your website. Once your website is responsive, there's very little maintenance involved because you are only uh, update your scripts or your CSS codes that will be used on the website. Information architecture with one-to-one relationship to the desktop sites, or it will have also to display in your mobile. The information architecture reducing the learning curve that get accustomed to using your mobile versions. So later you will see what will be the how to display it in mobile and on your desktop using your browser. You can change that directly from the browsers, like select the mobile icon to display on the mobile. So it depends on the environment that you display your website. The key benefits of responsive web design, especially you can save money, save time, better performance, improve SEO, and there are a lot of browser that can support a responsive web design. So especially you are using Google Chrome, we have also the Microsoft Edge, we have Firefox, Opera, and a lot more browsers that can be used on displaying your responsive web design. So how do we design your responsive web design? By use the mobile first approach and progressive enhancement instead of traditional graceful discretion. So check first the content. What are the content that you will have to share to the end user? Start for a small environment like your mobile. You can use and display it on the browser. Make it modular. When I say modular, you will have chop a different types of tags that uses in your website and keep optimize. How does it work? Flexible grid can be used for making your layout. Once the cornerstone is of a responsive design. So you are making your grid. So later we will have a sample demonstration on making our responsive web design. So we are using the grid. You can also use, sometimes we are using pixels or percentage. Like for example, if you are viewing your screen or your pictures in desktop environment, like 100%. So in mobile, you are displaying your pictures in 20% of height and width of your pictures or images rather. So a flexible image in media, so it can be adapt. Your images can be adapt in different depending to the device that are you using. Like your tablet. Most of the time you are using your tablet because sometimes you are playing games. So it's better to have a big screen to read some materials that you want on or some references that can be um, read using your tablet or mobile phone. For example, there are some students that are uses smartphone because they are easy to use and CSS3 media queries like some of the cascading style sheets can be used in media queries. Like in media queries, you can set what are the screen resolution of your devices that you want to display your website. So this is an example of media query that you will have to use on the screen. Like for example, media screen end. So what the maximum width is 960 pixels. So the screen of your device is 960 pixels. So it will display a red background. If the screen or if your device have a maximum width or your width is 768 pixels, the background color will be changed into blue. Or if you have a smaller devices that you want to display your website like 320 pixels, it will display green. So we will have an example of this sample of media query. So we can test this one by creating the test.html. So we have here a visual uh, studio code. So you can open any text editor or its web editor. Like, can make it something on our test one. Okay, test one. So folder. So we have the can create. First, we have to create an HTML file and create another file for your CSS3. So that you can write your uh, media queries. Example is script.css. So open your HTML file. You can write HTML also can, and the most important is your body. You can type hello world in our content, and we have also to add header for uh, include our CSS on our HTML file like link script.css. Okay, we can uh, add on our script. Our example is body background color. So we type on our CSS body open parenthesis background color equals to blue. Can choose different colors that you want and our media queries so that you can every time there are some screen resolution that you want to display or devices, your devices to open your website, so it will have to follow what are the content or the CSS that you have initialized on your CSS file. Media screen and sorry, screen and the maximum width, like on our example is 960 pixels. 960 pixels. So this is open and close braces. Sorry. And we have also will be your curly braces. So body, change your body into red. Kung gusto niyo, if you want, you can use pink. And if it's if your screen is have a different screen width 620 pixels, so it also display a different color, green. We have also a 320, so we can change this one into uh, yellow. So that's all. So most important thing is to always save your work. So we will open our file on our web browser. Save files, tests, and we have here. So if you want to display if our website is responsive, you can press F12. There are these are an icon or button for other devices. So depends to the color, the size that you want display. We have okay, sorry. So we will try this one. So when I change the screen resolution or the screen width of my just one HTML file, so I change the color of your background. Okay, let's go back to our discussion. Wait, just wait. Uh, where's my PowerPoint? Okay, so this is an example of their website. So it depends on the media query of your screen. So the important guidelines, every time you resize the image to fit on the screen resolution, so there are some changes on the text or the background or the content of your website. So do not use web technologies that don't work on your mobile. Make sure the website get load properly in seconds. Optimize your page for a vertical scrolling. Framework. What are some framework that uses on the responsive website, there are a lot of frameworks that are can be used or changed on your website. Like Bootstrap from Twitter, Skeleton by WordPress, and that's all. So thank you, and I have some example here that are also uh, got in our Easy Tutorial YouTube channel. So every time um, I change my screen resolution. So there are some changes on the screen. For example, our menus are displayed on a different screen size. When you resize your screen, so there are some changes on my menus, like the menus are hidden or visible to false, and the picture are changed into in horizontal, vertical approach of a website. So if I resize it, my images are displayed on the right side. When I resize into a smaller display, my picture displayed on the upper part of my content. So I will be give this to you on your Google Classroom as your reference. And I have also some example that are um, seen on the Easy Tutorial web channel, YouTube channel. Sorry, wait, I will have to check on my files. This one, and is CSS only. I will check if it's changed into different. So it's not responsive. So the other one is a responsive website. This one. This is responsive website. So every time there are some changes on the screen size, that there are some um, content that are displayed in a different location. So that's all for a responsive website. So thank you so much, guys, and good day.